Masterson, one of the co-founders and mentors in the Mentoring Men community, and I help men transform broken relationships into thriving relationships. And in this video, I want to talk about a common misunderstanding that we run into in men's work and in talking with men who are trying to overcome relationship hardship, who are trying to repair a broken relationship, who are trying to recover from maybe the partner saying, I love you, but I'm not in love with you. I want space. I want a divorce, etc. One of the things that men hear a lot is, stop caring so much about her. Whether we say that or not is kind of beside the point. Men oftentimes think that part of the thing they need to do in order to move on, move ahead, to fix a relationship is stop caring. Now, unfortunately, language, at least with English, is very imprecise, and our words sometimes can be misunderstood. They could be inefficient for conveying some complex things, and so it's relatively common that men think that in order to repair a broken relationship, they need to stop caring about the relationship or stop caring about their partner. Well, that's really not the best words to describe that. When people like myself or some of my colleagues, whether it's in Mentoring Men or other organizations, what we're trying to encourage men to do is to let go of the laser focus that you have on the woman in your life as being an outcome or the answer to all that pains and ails you in life. And so I'm using my whiteboard here to show you a little graphical example of what it looks like oftentimes when we meet men. Men call us, the woman in their life has said, I want space, I'm not in love with you anymore, or I love you, but I'm not in love with you. She might say she wants separation, she might want a divorce, perhaps she's having an emotional or physical affair. And so when we speak to a man like this, what we're encouraging him to do is to let go of the laser beam he has on what is going on within her. And the reason we ask him to do that, we encourage him to do that, is because we can't find out as men about our future by looking at the decisions, emotions, actions, and behaviors of someone else, especially a romantic partner. Our romantic partners do not hold the keys to how our life as men unfolds. And yet, oftentimes what happens to men is they step into a way of living where that's exactly what happens, because the man has begun to forfeit the sense of his well-being, the sense of his mission, purpose, the sense of his okayness. He's handed that over to her. And so he looks at the emotions his wife or partner expresses. He looks at the words she says as telling him if he is going to be okay or not. That is to essentially give the woman in your life power over yourself. It's not healthy, it's not helpful, and it's ineffective. And so when we meet men like this, we're not telling them to stop caring. We're telling them to eliminate this laser focus. Eliminate looking at the woman in your life as being the answer to what happens next. Because the woman in your life does not want that power, nor should any human have that power unless you are a child. When we're adults, it's up to us to own the sovereignty and authority and leadership for where my life goes. And when we try to hand that to a romantic partner, it creates pressure. It creates expectation. It feels like entitlement. It feels needy. And when we're in a relationship with a woman, she doesn't want that. She doesn't want that responsibility for having to manage my well-being, your well-being. And so we have to let go of that. We call that attachment to an outcome. So when a man oftentimes wants to keep his relationship, it's because he's attached to that relationship as being the source of his well-being, and he has to let that go. But that's not to stop caring, right? So caring is a different kind of energy. I want you to picture it radiating out of yourself as though it were warmth and compassion and curiosity and care and what else? Empathy, compassion. I think I already said that, right? we don't want you to stop that. That actually would be a way to absolutely kill your relationship. Plus, do you like to be that kind of man? Do you like to be a man who enjoys being lighthearted, humorous, fun, right? Be that guy, because it's worth being that guy whether this woman is in your life or not. It's just the reward for a man is in being that way, not because how other people receive it. But what I want you to notice about this care that's radiating out of the man is there's no implicit question there. Again, it's happening whether the woman is there or not. And so we do not want to let go of this. But a lot of men don't understand this. And so they think that the way to repair a busted relationship is to withhold this way of being. And this could be a little bit of a nuanced topic. There are certainly things that are indeed appropriate to withhold to a partner who doesn't want to be with you, but not things like care, not things like kindness, warmth, appreciation, curiosity. Hopefully, as a man, you like to give those away anyway. So what you want to think about withholding are things that you only give a partner in a committed relationship. That might be things like emotional support, physical intimacy, financial support, etc. I'm not here to tell you what things you should and shouldn't give. What I want you to understand, though, is that when we say to let go of that laser focus, we're not talking about silencing the good parts of your heart that just enjoy radiating these kinds of things out into the world. Don't let go of that. It will actually harm you to do so, and it'll really undermine all your relationships. And so with that, I'll challenge you with this. It can be very difficult to navigate in these kinds of times in a relationship. These kinds of broken relationships have some similar patterns. They have things that pop up, questions that a man feels, emotions, anxieties, etc. And we're not going to pretend to be able to help you with those in short YouTube videos. Yet we have a whole community dedicated to helping men through all the complexities and challenges that men experience in adult life. And I want to instead invite you to explore that further. Now, recently, we have opened a fair amount of our community to men for free. This is not the entire deep brotherhood that we offer to men who have paid subscriptions, but this is an opportunity to explore more about what we do, to experience some free introductory courses that help you with things like repairing a failing marriage or relationship. And you can begin to look at all of that for absolutely no cost. There's going to be a link in the description that you can click on to explore that. I would invite you to just go ahead and follow that. There's no credit cards or anything like that. It's just something that's free. We want you to know a little bit more about us, what we do, what we believe, how we do it, and you can do that without really any risk or investment. Lastly, if you've got something out of this video, I would love it if you would do all that YouTube stuff of clicking the bell and, thumbs up, comments, subscribe, all that. It helps us to reach more men who are struggling with life and relationships, and that lets YouTube know that you care about messages like this. With that, I wish you a good day, and I'll talk to you soon.